what's up? It's me, ADRI.V, the Go Getta, and I want to welcome you to the G Code podcast. You see, this is a place you go to get the pretty, the ugly, and the grind to success. There's always a story to be told, and everything that glitter ain't gold. So understand this. There is no need for the cheat code when you got the G Code. So get your notebooks and pens ready. It's time for us to get into it. Welcome to the G Code.
What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? This your man Troy from the Kappa Music Group. And you are now tuned in with your girl ADRI.V, the Go Getta, on the G Code.
Hey, what's up, my go-getters? Welcome to another episode of the G Code. You already know what it's always about. The pretty, the ugly, and the grind to success. Because every story has yet to be told, and everything that glitter, it's definitely not gold. So don't believe everything you see, and of course, half for what you hear. But right about now, on this Wednesday, getting you over the hump, as I give you the G Code, I want to give you 5 rules to success from my Auntie O. And I'm talking about Oprah Winfrey. As I share with you, my go-getters all the time, I'm always around motivation, always looking to be listening to a podcast or a video clip or some kind of antidote that's going to keep me motivated because it's needed on a daily basis. Zig Ziglar said motivation is like washing your butt. You got to do it every day, okay? It's self-maintenance, self-care, and if I don't hear something that's motivating me in a day, I know my day is not going to be that great. So on today, I wanted to give you 5 tips that I learned from my Auntie O, and one happens to be understanding how to make the next right move. And in this clip, she talks about getting quiet and getting still. And I just couldn't think about how many times when circumstances or situations went left. Like I remember getting fired from my job, which I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about before, and just being frantic and trying to figure out what's going to be my next move. And, you know, luckily at that time, my mother was going through, not luckily, but my mother was going through cancer, and it helped me to dial back and begin to focus more on my mother versus what was about to be my next move. But in that moment, I was able to sit, be still, and think about, is my next move my right move, and exactly what would that be? And right after that, I was given an opportunity to do a radio show full time, and you know, it was during that most craziest moment in my life that this opportunity came, and I knew that this would be my next move, which would be the right move. So let's take a listen and check this clip out.
The way through the challenge is to get still and ask yourself, what is the next right move? Not think about, oh, I got all of this to. What is the next right move? And then from that space, make the next right move and the next right move. And not to be overwhelmed by it because you know your life is bigger than that one moment. You know you're not defined by what somebody says is a failure for you, because failure is just there to point you.
It's crazy because I have come to realize that failure sometimes is the greatest opportunity, because it takes for you to fail at something to see what you are good at, what you are bad at, another way to do it again. And it's really one of the greatest learning aspects that sometimes we don't want to deal with. And I think I have learned also from the failures of others of what to do and what not to do, or how to do something. And I have also learned from the failures of my own self. So what I've come to know for certain, that only is it important for you to realize those different aspects about yourself and knowing for yourself, but also knowing the importance of preparation. Listen to this clip.
Nothing about my life is lucky. Nothing. A lot of grace, a lot of blessings, a lot of divine order, but I don't believe in luck. For me, luck is preparation meeting the moment of opportunity. There is no luck without you being prepared to handle that moment of opportunity. And so what I would say for myself is that because of my hand in a hand and a force greater than my own, I had been prepared in ways that I didn't even know I was being prepared for. And the truth is, for me and for every person, every single thing that has ever happened in your life is preparing you for the moment that is to come.
Have you ever thought back and looked over your life, as the pastors would say, and realized that you just couldn't understand why certain things was happening to you? Yes, I'm still in that moment, and yes, I just recently had that conversation with myself, and I've come to the greatest realization is that after listening to this, that I am being prepared for something that I don't know what it is, but my higher power, my God, my Jesus is definitely preparing me for something, because once you go through something, understand that it's not just you going through it or dealing with it, it's in preparation for something else that you will face and that you will be able to handle, or that you will be able to see how to get through it or help somebody else because you were able to do it for yourself. And as you talk about preparation, I don't believe in luck either. I believe being prepared once the opportunity comes, this is when true manifestation happens. And my one homeboy in our podcast that we did with each other, his name is DJ T Jizzle, he said there's a separation in the preparation. And I honestly believe that no matter what we are being prepared for, or whatever the preparation is, whether you're constantly getting up and you're practicing the piano, or you're constantly getting up and practicing your jump shot, you're constantly getting up and you're working out, you're preparing yourself for something that could be on the way, or that is coming within the future. But nonetheless, I'd rather be prepared and nothing happening than for something to happen and not be prepared. So when it comes to number 2 of the things I've learned from my Auntie O, preparation is everything. So let's just remain and be prepared for whatever is next, or even if there's something that you want to happen in your life, begin to prepare for it right now. Let's jump right into another clip.
You don't have to hold yourself hostage to who you used to be or anything you ever used to do. Because who has lived and hasn't made mistakes? When I think about my 20s and what a foolish girl I was, and how I would give over my power to men who really didn't mean me well, but now I hold no grudges against them either, because I realized I'm the one who gave over the power because I didn't know any better. And now that I know better, I know I don't have to do that again. It's one of the most powerful lessons any of us can ever know.
My aunt used to say, if you know better, you do better. And honestly, life is a sense of finding and understanding, and you don't know what you don't know, and if once you do know, you can become to do better and be better. And it's okay to make mistakes. We all make mistakes, just like Auntie O shared, of her giving herself and giving over her power. And, not even just to men, but we have also fallen short to giving our power over to people who would do us more harm than good, and really being conscious of that. And so I believe now, once we are able to know better, we have to make the conscious decision and a choice to do better. I am so guilty of it when it comes to knowing that exercising is good for me, but sometimes I choose not to do it, and I don't feel better, because if you know better, you do better. And when you do better, you feel better. And that right there in itself is a true testament of understanding and learning from your mistakes and deciding to move forward with a conscious decision to do better.
I say to my girls all of the time that your real work is to figure out where your power base is, and to work on the alignment of your personality, your gifts that you have to give, with the real reason why you're here. That's the number one thing you have to do, is to work on yourself and to fill yourself up and keep your cup full. Keep yourself full. Now, I used to be afraid of that. I used to be afraid, particularly from people who say, oh, she's so full of herself. She's so full of herself. And now I embrace it. I consider it a compliment that I am full of myself. Because you only when you're full, I'm overflowing, my cup runneth over. I have so much to offer and so much to give. And I am not afraid of honoring myself. It's miraculous when you think about it.
Honey child, listen, what Auntie O just dropped is so right on point. The greatest work you can do is really working on yourself first and really becoming full of yourself. Like when people would say like, oh, she's full of herself or he's full of himself, why shouldn't we be? Why shouldn't I be so in love with who I am? That should be empowering to you, to be encouraging, to fall in love with yourself just like I love me. Because for so long, you never even knew that I didn't like me. I didn't like the skin I was in. I didn't like looking in the mirror. And I'm sure you have been there because guess what? I have been there too. And most recently was there. So it comes a point where you not only have to work on yourself and working on me losing weight or my hair or my skin or my nails, but on your own self-confidence of loving who you are and being on full with who you are. And that's so important. So I want to encourage you on today to, yes, be full of yourself. Allow your cup to overflow with loving yourself. Because if you don't love yourself first, it is impossible to love anybody else. If you don't help yourself first, it is impossible to help anybody else. Self-preservation is everything. When we're on a plane, and what do they say? Put your mask on first. So no mask off. I want you to put your mask on and step into the mirror and fall in love with yourself all over again and become full, okay? We're gonna fall on full when it comes to our own selves. Got one more clip from my Auntie O, and I promise you, you're gonna love this one.
I would say to my team, well, it doesn't matter, because every season somebody else was coming out. One talk show, two talk shows, three talk shows. There have been over 100 talk shows since we started. But every time, I would feel like, all right, got to step up our game. The way you step up your game is not to worry about the other guy in any situation, because you can't control the other guy. You cannot control the other guy. You only have control over yourself. So it's like running a race. The energy that it takes to look back and see where the other guys are takes energy away from you. And if they're too close, it scares you. So that's what I would say to my team all the time. Don't waste your time in the race looking back to see where the other guy is or what the other guy is doing. It's not about the other guy. It's about what can you do. You just need to run that race as hard as you can. You need to give it everything you've got all the time for yourself.
The way you step up your game is not worrying about the other guy, and you got to give all you got all the time. Oh my goodness. Run your own damn race. How many times do you get on social media and you begin to check for other people? How many times do you begin to look around to see who's doing what and who's achieving what? The time you take to do that is the time and energy you're taking off of yourself. So today, I double dog dare you to run your own damn race, to not worry about what nobody else is doing, but to continue to step your game up. That's how you run the race. That's how you beat your component. Begin to step your own game up and worry about what you are doing, and do this all the time. Because guess what, honey? It's just you in this race. And if you look to the left of you, look to the right of you, you are bound to lose. Not because of what they're doing, because of what you're not doing with that time of you looking. Just that simple. All right, my go-getters, I really hope this quick go-getter antidote was good for you. I try to make sure that if I'm not interviewing someone that can inspire you, that I'm being able to inspire you with the things that inspire me, like listening to motivational speeches from Oprah Winfrey, or even Les Brown, or the Eric Thomases, or the Zig Ziglars, and the list goes on. But I wanted to take these 5 tips that I've learned, rules to success from Auntie O, and really share them with you if you haven't heard them. And I really hope they were helpful for you. I hope you play it back many times to go. And no, I do not own the right to these clips, but I was able to make sure these clips get to the right ears. All right, my go-getters, I love you so much for listening. On next week, a new and improved G-Code, so make sure you get ready. I love you so much for listening, and make sure you subscribe and do exactly what I tell you to do in a matter of moments. And as always, welcome to the G-Code. Be sure to subscribe to the G-Code. Find it on iTunes. Also, download ADRI.V, the Go Getta app on your Google Play or in your iTunes App Store for free. And always have the G-Code at your fingertips on a daily. Want to catch up on some of the G-Codes as well? Go to www.adrivthegogetta.com and also subscribe on SoundCloud and YouTube. And remember, you can check a new episode out each and every Wednesday as we get you over the hump with the G-Code.
I was born in the G-Code embedded in my blood.
Matter of fact, you just triggered a level orange G-Code security threat.
And that's the G-Code.